Okay, that was scary, but I promised you a base overhaul. I started with the floor, and when I ran out of deep slate, I went outside and planted some cherry trees to really bring some color and life to the trading hall area. For some reason, I decided to plant mangrove trees here, which I'd later come to hate. After some brief deep slate mining, I got back to work on the base interior, and I decided to push the wall way back. I want to build something amazing for you to look at. But then, I was interrupted by a familiar sound. So I said, come and get it. But I think you already know how this ends. Same as last time, easy dub. After that, I decided to take advantage of the cheaper trades before moving on to continuing the base. And here's me burning myself because I wanted some netherite. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I made an auto trash disposal unit. Here's how it's made. Just make sure you put a lava source under that dropper. Very simple setup. Here's me happy I finally got my netherite. At some point I decided to go in search of an ancient city in the mountain range by my base. First attempt was a no-go. But then, on my second attempt, I've been to ancient cities before, but never in hardcore. My heart was in my chest. I made the tunnel down perfectly straight so I could escape if the warden was on. I took my night vision potion and jumped in. No ancient city to be found, but I did find this geode, so that was pretty cool. I decided to head back to base and redo the flooring. You can't tell me this doesn't look amazing. Then I decided to anger the Skulk Shrieker just for the fun of it, because why not? Worst case scenario, just a warden inside my base, right? Okay, enough fun. I went to another mountain to look for an ancient city and came across another geode. So you already know what I did. The haul was pretty great. I continued down and heard them again. I decided to make a tunnel in, regardless of the noise. My heart was pounding. The darkness had descended, but fortunately, no warden. With the coast clear, I decided to set up an operations center. That was a mistake. That was way too close for comfort. This isn't regular survival mode. There's no second chances. I marked the exact location with a pillar and flew back to base to take a breather. Then it was back to the search for an ancient city. This time I ran into this neat little gem, but no ancient city. Just a big regular cave. On my next attempt, I ran into a familiar friend. And yet again, no ancient city. So back to base again, this time for an upgrade. There, much better if you ask me. Now back to business. I made a quick and easy concrete farm from a tutorial on YouTube. Check that out in the description below. I quickly put it to use because I plan to make a build out of it in the future. At this point, I decided to have a go at a guardian farm. I really wanted those sea lanterns. I quickly broke in and got to work eliminating the Elder Guardians. With the Elder Guardians dispatched, I started the build. Again, link in the description. I found this ruined portal on the Mushroom Island and decided to finish it and set up a temporary base of operations away from the monument for safety reasons. At some point, I got the urge to do some exploring of my world, and I came across this random spider spawner in this one-of-a-kind area. I've never seen anything like it. Let me know if you've ever seen anything wacky like this in the comments below. Then I came across a woodland mansion where I spent some time freeing the Allays from their captors and grabbing some other loot. Hopefully they find their way out. This place is dangerous. My crazy antics eventually led me to this deep cave I had no business being inside of. Look how many mobs are in here. 0 out of 10, I do not recommend exploring dark caves the way you see me doing it here, and I will never do it again. Way too risky. The proper way to do it is slowly and placing torches frequently, backing off and taking enemies on 1 or 2 at a time. Not jumping into a mob pit like I just did here. So if you were wondering, I decided to go ahead and install Sodium, and now I'm able to use shaders and have my coordinates and the day counter up at the top, and I really love having it here. I was so tired of having to use F3 to find my coordinates, and MiniHUD makes it so much easier when doing projects to find exact locations. And with that, I'm done clearing out the space. And I gotta say, I love sea lanterns. Look how good they look. I don't know how everyone feels about it, but I need the nether roof for a few farms I want to build. So here I am on the roof. You might be able to tell what I'm doing based on the biome. I'm building the most insanely OP farm in the entire game. That's right, the farm that produces the highest volume of items without having to build massive infrastructure. Drumroll please. Froglight farm. That's right. I spent an entire day breeding frogs and building this place for froglights, and it was totally worth it. This farm produces 20,000 items per hour, and that's not an exaggeration. I hadn't even finished building the spawning platform, meaning magmas barely had places to spawn, and I already had over 500 froglights. I went up to this platform and observed for a few minutes and filled my shulker box. And that's not even counting the magma creams that also drop. But seriously, look at this output. I barely ran the thing. Here's the size of the storage system. I don't really want to AFK in this world, so I'll never really spend much time here, but if I left for a couple hours and I came back, it would probably be full. 10 out of 10 build. Huge shout out to Radical Elder on YouTube for coming up with it because it was so easy to build. As I looked out into the area, waiting for the day counter to hit 300, I thought, this looks kind of amazing for only being 300 days in. The plans I have for this place are going to be incredible, and I'm so happy I get to share the journey with all of you. With that being said, it's now officially day 300. Let's go on a quick tour. If you haven't already seen it, this is the mob farm. I built it early on in the series. I did some modifications to the bridge and I think it looks incredible now. I built a massive wall using basalt I got from a basalt generator. Super easy build, I'll also link that. Here's the base interior. A lot of work went into making it look this way, and I'm super proud of how it turned out. You can see here I even put some skulking to make it look like the deep dark was infecting my base from below. I think it's a neat little detail that adds life to this world. Let's take a step out back so you can see what's in the cave. I'm still trying to figure out what to put over there. This is my easy auto smelter I made as a temporary thing to deal with all the netherrack. And this is my basalt generator. Super easy build, easy to use, and I was able to make it look nice. This area over here is the site of a future project and video, but more on that later. Now it's time for you to see the Guardian farm. As you can see, it kills tons of guardians. I don't even have words. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. A lot of things are going to happen here and you're going to want to stay tuned. But for now, if you're not caught up, go check out the start of the series, and if you are caught up, check out one of my tutorials here. Thank you and have a great day.